in here, walking you through the Ascend 128T. I've had it for a few months now, done several things to it. This thing got me back on the water. I sold my bass boat a few months ago, so liking it pretty good so far. I wanted something I could stand in fish. I wasn't used to fishing from a kayak by any means. I had done it several times out of necessity, but they were running a special. I think normally it's $8.50. Got it for $7.50, and they gave me the chance to add a few things to it. You know, I've seen a lot of the kayaks they have. They got, you know, I've looked at the Bonafides, the Jacksons, the Vibes, the Feel Free. I looked at all of them. Seen a Hobie down in Florida that just made me drool. But you know, for the price, man, I don't think you can beat it out. I haven't used those, so I really can't give a good review of those kayaks. But for me, man, I'm loving it. Everything I need. So pretty stable. I'm going to kind of walk you through some of the things I've done. The slideshow pretty much, I think, did a pretty good job of it. But, you know, I'll walk you through, like, you know, the trolling motor mount and a couple things, how I wired the lights up on the front, and, you know, the depth finder and everything. But, man, I hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching. All right, so we're going to start with the yak power. I'm going to walk you through how that works. I'm sure a lot of you guys already know. I did not know. But the yak power consists of a switch box that comes mounted in it. I actually had some trouble with mine at first, and you know, I'm not sure if the unit was the problem as much as me not knowing how to wire it. I think I burned a couple of the circuits out, but I've got that wired to have some lights on the inside. You can see I think I got a 27 or 22 amp hour, I don't know what it is. I think it's like whatever, one of them batteries. And it's a switch box, and it can either run these switches here, which I have wired to my Marantz Hook 4, which has been awesome. I got a really good deal on that used. They got one at the bow, and that's how I have my lights ran. Then I have our starboard light mounted back here, and see, that comes all already wired up for you, so you just pick out what you want to run to it. I actually found all the little plugs. You can buy the yak power plugs, but at AutoZone you can get a pack of 2 for like $3, and I just wired them in different things. I kind of like doing stuff like that anyhow. So yeah, that's the yak power. Alright, next I'll move on to the trolling motor and the battery box back here. Normally I'm trying to work on a way to mount the battery box without drilling, because I've already drilled the light here. You can see there, and I really didn't like to do that, but wasn't much going around it. But I've actually got just a full RV deep cycle battery there. It's a lot of weight, but the boat handles me. I weigh 250. I think that battery weighs upwards of 40 or 50 pounds. So I'm pushing about, you know, over 350 pounds on this boat. And it does just fine for me to stand. And then this is actually an older Minn Kota trolling motor, 28-pound thrust. But man, it gets me, I think my top speed when I'm coasting is about 3.5 miles an hour. I've seen that some of the natives, or some of the Native Slayer I looked at, the pedal drives on those guys, they're getting upwards of 6 miles an hour maintaining that. It's pretty insane. But the Ascend comes with some storage back here. You can see how I've got my trolling motor mount. Actually, the way it's rigged up is I got the PVC to fit inside. Now, I've seen some guys that said 1.25" PVC would slide inside the fishing rod holders. For me, Schedule 40 1.25" PVC would not fit inside the holder. So I had to use an 1.25" or an inch, 1 inch thin wall. No, I think it's 1.25" thin wall inside of this pipe, and it went in, which works out better because I wrapped it with some soft material, so that, you know, when it gets some flex, because it does get some flex, it's not putting strain on the boat itself, because I don't want to break anything. You know, if you're going along and you hit a log and you torque this thing, I want this to break or malfunction before the boat gets hurt, is what I'm looking at. So this is just PVC. I bought some U-bolts here from The old neighborhood hardware store there. Just comes around behind and bolts on. Just a regular 2x4 painted. You can see over here. Actually, this is kind of janky. This is not how I want to finish this, but it worked for the time being. I kind of left it that way. I've got this pin here. This is just a T that's ground off, an 1.25 PVC. It's ground off and screwed to the 2x4. But I've got it to where when if I come along and I want to get in some skinny water, this rolls up for me, and the trolling motor will also flip all the way out of the water also. And somehow, the weight that I've got distributed, when I have everything pulled out of the boat, or out of the water, the boat actually sits even without me in it. So it came out pretty well balanced. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I have seen, the only problem with the way I've done this is I think to do it again, and I may still do it, I might take the 2x4 and mount it on the front in a different spot, because this does get in the way of this door. It opens enough for me to get in there, but not quite enough to really do much with. But yeah, I got my little life jacket and my net in there and the hog trough. But yeah, that's the Ascend for me, man. I'm just loving it. I hope you guys, if you go pick one up, I hope you enjoy it too. Thanks. Let me know in the comments what you think.